You are in the diet aisle of the supermarket. You are holding two yogurts. One is full fat, while the other with its shiny packaging says fat-free. Stay in shape. Your logic and everything you have been taught for years tells you to immediately choose the fat-free one. Right. But what if I told you that this choice is part of a 50-year-old lie by the food industry? A lie that sabotages your efforts to lose weight. For decades, they have pointed us to the wrong enemy. They blame fat to turn the real danger, sugar, into a profitable lie. In this video, we will reveal with full clarity how this big lie started, what a fat-free product actually does when it enters your body, and what you need to know, so you are never fooled in the supermarket again. This is the truth of threats, and now we are opening our file. The process began in the 1950s and 60s with the rise of heart disease in the Western world. The scientific community was searching for a cause. Two main views emerged in this debate. One belonged to the American nutritionist Ansel Keys, and the other to his British colleague John Yetkin. Keys blamed saturated fat, with his theory called the diet heart hypothesis. According to him, fatty foods like red meat, butter, and cheese raised cholesterol, causing heart disease. On the other side was John Yetkin. In his 1970 book titled Pure, White and Deadly, Yetkin stated that the real cause was sugar. He argued that sugar was the main factor behind obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. In this scientific debate, Keys's view prevailed. However, behind this were economic and political factors more than scientific reasons. The sugar industry, through its lobbying organization, the Sugar Research Foundation, or SRF, tried to block criticism against sugar. In its internal communications from 1954, the SRF stated that encouraging Americans to consume less fat was a strategic opportunity to increase sugar sales. Their goal was not just to clear sugar's name, but to create a new market for themselves by targeting fat. This market was the fat-free products market. A concrete step in this strategy was taken in 1965. The SRF paid scientists from Harvard University an amount equivalent to about $50,000 today to prepare an article for a medical journal. This article downplayed the role of sugar in heart disease and placed all the blame on saturated fat. The fact that this research was funded by the sugar industry was hidden from the public. The industry's interventions did not stop there. Their own internal research, called Project 259, showed that sucrose, which is table sugar, increased triglycerides, or fat in the blood, in animals and could be linked to bladder cancer. Following these results, the research was stopped, its funding was cut, and the findings were not published. This was an act of evidence suppression. As a result, John Yetkin's views were discredited. He was not invited to conferences, and his articles were rejected. The food industry and its allies succeeded in portraying fat as the public enemy, and the foundations of a great nutritional misconception were laid. If even the evidence of this historical conspiracy surprised you, help more people learn these facts by liking this video. We are just getting started. The food industry applied a simple formula to produce fat-free products. When fat is removed from a food product, its flavor and texture are lost. Fat gives food not only calories, but also flavor, texture, and a feeling of fullness. When fat is removed, a tasteless product remains. The industry added sugar to the product to fill this flavor gap. They used not only table sugar, but also high fructose corn syrup, or HFCS, which is produced from corn and linked to obesity. To lower costs, they also added high amounts of modified starch, flour, thickeners, and flavorings to give products volume and consistency. According to the data, although the reduction in fat is limited, the amount of carbohydrates and sugar has been increased to compensate for this difference. Light yogurt, marketed as healthy, can contain added sugar. The same is true for fat-free salad dressings, cookies, breakfast cereals, and other processed foods. When a fat-free but sugary product is consumed, the refined sugar and simple carbohydrates it contains mix rapidly into the blood, raising blood sugar levels above normal. The body reacts to this sudden sugar spike by releasing a large amount of insulin from the pancreas. The main job of the insulin hormone is to clear this excess sugar from the blood and allow it to enter cells to be used as energy. However, after the cells meet their immediate energy needs, a large amount of sugar still remains in the blood. At this point, insulin carries the leftover sugar to the liver and converts it into triglycerides, which is body fat. This process, known in medicine as lipogenesis, shows that the products consumed to avoid fat actually lead to fat storage in the body. At the end of this process, the high insulin level rapidly lowers blood sugar, and this sudden drop leads to fatigue and intense hunger. The body craves sugar again, and the person reaches for the next fat-free product, restarting this vicious cycle. The constant repetition of this cycle causes cells to become insensitive to insulin over time and triggers insulin resistance, which paves the way for problems like obesity, fatty liver disease, and type 2 diabetes. If you understand this biological trap happening in your body and want more revealing content like this, you can support us by subscribing to the The Truth of Thruths channel, because next up is how you can beat this game. The food industry targets consumer psychology as much as it targets the chemistry of products. One of the methods they use is the health halo effect. This effect is when the brain automatically perceives an entire product as healthy because of a single positive claim on its packaging, such as fat-free, organic, or gluten-free. The brain prefers simple shortcuts instead of analyzing complex labels. The fat-free label means harmless to the brain, and therefore the amount of sugar inside can be ignored. This has been scientifically proven. In experiments, when people were given products labeled as low-fat, it was observed that they estimated the calories to be lower and consumed larger portions than normal. In one experiment, one group of subjects was given a meal of only pasta and wine, while another group was given the same meal with an added salad with fat-free dressing. The group that had the salad estimated the calories of the entire meal to be significantly lower than the group without the salad. This situation creates a negative outcome for a person trying to lose weight. The food industry not only sells more sugary products, but also creates a psychological basis for consuming more of that product. To protect yourself from these misconceptions, you need to take back control and make conscious choices when grocery shopping. First, you should not be deceived by the advertisements on the front of products. Terms like natural, form, or light are often used for marketing and can be misleading. The real important information is found on the ingredients list located on the back of the package. When examining this list, it is important to remember that the ingredients are listed in descending order by weight. If sugar or its derivatives are listed in the first 3 ingredients, choosing not to buy that product would be a conscious decision. Also, the length of the list and the presence of unpronounceable chemical names are indicators of how processed the product is. Knowing the different names for sugar is also a critical step. The food industry uses dozens of different names to hide sugar from the consumer. Seeing any of these names on the list is a sign that the product contains added sugar. Finally, you should not avoid consuming healthy fats. Contrary to years of propaganda, unprocessed fats are essential for the body's hormone production, vitamin absorption, and general health. Valuable fats like omega-3 and oleic acid from sources such as olive oil, avocado, walnuts, nuts, and salmon are an important part of the diet. What should be avoided is not these healthy fats, but the processed sugar and refined carbohydrates added to industrial products. The fat-free product thesis is a planned deception that can negatively affect health for the sake of profit. While fat was portrayed as dangerous, the consumption of the real problem, sugar and processed products, was encouraged. The path to being healthy is not through products labeled light, but through real, whole, and unprocessed foods that nature offers. Cut the lie from your life, not the fat. Have you also fallen into this fat-free trap? Which label surprised you the most at the supermarket? Share your experiences and the products you have exposed in the comments. so this information can spread and we can become a more conscious community together. Share this video to bring this big light to your loved ones, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel, where we will continue to expose other dirty secrets of the food industry. The truth will set you free.